We've presented our views on what needs to be done to save the Baltic Sea harbour porpoise. Obviously we need to take measures within MPAs, but we also need to take conservation measures outside MPAs, precautionary measures to make sure that we don't have bycatch that will kill porpoises that we really need to keep in this population. So examples of what we can do to have mitigation measures outside of MPAs is these pingers that you put on gill nets to ensure that porpoises notice the nets and don't get caught.
For the action most likely that we need to start with is to consider what we do mean with ecosystem-based management. We have a situation where everyone talks about holistic approach, ecosystem approach to management, basically across the board, but no one really understands what it means. Or they might understand, but we're not sharing the same understanding. So to provide together, all of us, a common understanding document, or at least a process to secure such a common understanding, is vital for any of the other actions to really work the way we intended to do.
We had many good discussions, I feel. We had good ideas. The question now is where this leads to. This is, I think, quite crucial. Will this be taken up in the new Baltic Sea Action Plan, and more importantly, will those measures actually be implemented? One very important point we made today is that underwater noise needs to be reduced. There are many good examples out there of mitigation measures for underwater noise, continuous noise or impulsive noise, and that really needs to be implemented for the whole Baltic Sea.
I had the chance to participate in eutrophication workshops. I need to admit that it was quite a knowledgeable time for me in terms of data and in terms of attitude of the stakeholders towards the eutrophication issue.
I should say that in general I had rather mixed feeling about the conference as such, because of the lacking real stakeholders that we need to involve. And by those I mean, for example, farmers and fishermen. Two important sectors that should have been addressed by environmental policymakers, because they are the ones who will be affected by the measures introduced, but at the same time they should have been consulted very well in advance of introducing those measures, and only in dialogue with them we can create good and meaningful and implementable action plan, updated action plan.
It's been interesting talks, and I think there's still a lot lacking in terms of how we're going to get forward and what priority areas we're going to focus on. One of the big issues that we have been raising numerous times with the Baltic Sea Action Plan is the lack of implementation. And this is something that we'll have to see with hopefully this revival of updating the BSAP, that there will also be momentum and ambition to want to actually deliver on the goals that we still have not achieved. And as NGOs, CCB and WWF have put together a shadow plan which looks at the 4 segment areas of the Baltic Sea Action Plan, where are things that we think absolutely have to be included in this new revised BSAP, but also areas of solutions that we think really would help to tackle some of these threatening issues that we have at the moment and the dire state that the Baltic Sea is in.